Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Mr. Witty and today we will be touching on basic cooking but also focusing on advanced stewing within a Township tale. The virtual reality RPG that has been on PC VR for some time but has just recently launched on the Oculus Quest platform on July 15th of this year, and ever since has seriously taken the VR community by storm. Personally, I've seen so many new faces, it's unreal. So thank you for that, because honestly, it's nothing short of a blessing to bring you the content through the passion that I have that is making videos about one of the coolest things, in my opinion, which is VR. Consider becoming a new subscriber, liking this video to keep the algorithm happy with it, and definitely join the Discord where we host plenty of things such as the current giveaway of this Oculus Quest 2 facial interface, details for that down below. Now on to the cooking and stewing portion in a Township tale. Firstly, I just want to touch on some quick basic facts about cooking in the game before we go full on stewing. I've touched on some of this in my earlier videos as well as a couple of times in the streams, but to be clear, I just want to let you know that you don't absolutely have to make stews in order to be successful in this game. However, with that being said, there are a lot of benefits to doing so, including receiving certain buffs and long-lasting effects that you otherwise can't obtain from just basic ingredient form foods, whether it be cooked or raw. The whole thought that went into the cooking aspect of this game during development was definitely the more work you put into it, the better the end result will be. That is why recipes are so clutch. Now there are three main categories that separate these individual foods that when mixed together in a water-filled cauldron near heat can produce the recipe desired. These categories are meat, fruit and veggies, and mushrooms, with each category having their own unique types. I'm going to leave a direct link to all of this information I'm giving you down below that comes from the stewing section in the Township Tale wiki, which is an extremely effective tool to find your way around a Township Tale a little better, so I highly recommend checking that out. And just so you don't get confused on the meat portion, let me go ahead and let you know that the babu and the dais meats won't be in the Quest versions just quite yet, but they will be before you know it, so definitely take note that the babu is the huge warthog looking thing in the forest, in the mini forest. It can be brutal if antagonized, and the dais are the deer that are also in the same locations, and it can be a pain in the butt sometimes because they're just so fast. The babu is known for providing strength, and the deer is of course known for providing the speed buffs that you get from the meat depending on how it's prepared. Moving on to what each thing provides for you on an independent basis, here are some charts that help out with that. These are also in the link provided down below, so do not miss that again. You can see that they break things down to how much nutrition, healing, strength, speed, as well as night vision, which I am not 100% certain is on the Quest yet or works properly here on my platform, as I haven't used it or tried it in such a long time, so keep that in mind. However, you can still see how each piece of food in the game is broken down by these categories. This only applies to the individual item and can only get better when added to an entire recipe. Now let's switch to the good old camera in-game view where we can get one-on-one with some simple stew making, and I'll share all the recipes because you don't have to have the book in order to cook anything. All you have to know are the 4 ingredients involved, because each stew only takes 4 ingredients with an optional garnishment. Let's start by showing you where a few places are to gather water and go from there. Random fact, I believe I showed you in an earlier video that you could cook in this little lantern in the blacksmith. I guess you could technically put a pot up here too, if you really need to. You don't have wood or something. So we'll go ahead and show you where the rest of the water sources are though, but just wanted to go ahead and throw this random fact out there to you guys. Alright, now here we are in the tavern where you probably have found by now, or at least I hope so. If you haven't, just follow the signs around town. It'll bring you right to here. It's pretty much right in the middle. So outside you have some cooking pots. Right inside you have these 2 wooden barrels, or drums you could say. A lot of the times there will not be water in here, but if you have a good community or if you are friendly yourself, you'll go ahead and fill these up at the place that I'm going to show you next. However, when you are in here, you can just turn these spouts if it does have water in it, have your pot underneath it, and out will come the water that you need. No big deal, and you can carry on. Try to fill these up though from time to time. If you are on your own server, then it's not a bad idea to have these full. You can even put teleport potion inside of one. I've done it before. It's pretty cool. All right, here we are out in front of Town Hall, and if we are facing out this way from it, we will just look to the left, and up the hill towards the archery shrine is where we are going to go to retrieve our water. Now, this is probably the most proper place to go get water, especially if you want to feel immersed, like you're actually going somewhere to do something. So come along. We want to go up towards that way right here. Don't forget the sign if you don't already have it. Now when you get to the top of the hill, instead of going past the fence towards the archery shrine, go ahead and take a left. And if it's built, you'll go ahead and see, you'll start seeing the little head of the well right over here. And here we are at the well. If you can imagine, it's used just like any other well would be. And I really like how it is implemented in the game as well. Super easy. All we do is take our pot, get it on the hook, and you just crank it down. Bring it on back up. And you should have a nice full pot of water. Now let's show you how to get this thing boiling, as well as cook up a simple stew that I feel is always a good go-to, and we can share the more advanced recipes on screen and talk just a little bit about those. So let's grab our pot and head back to the house. And I mentioned garnishments earlier. What I mean by that is either garlic or salt. Garlic will add a 10% nutrition buff to all of the things that you cook with it or put on top of it. And salt will add just an overall 10% to the buffs that you get from the various mixtures of ingredients that you'll put together, such as speed or strength. So we'll make sure we go ahead and put one of these up so we can use that on the stew that we're about to cook up, which again is a really straightforward mixture. It's actually just pumpkin, so we just need to get 4 pieces of pumpkin together and we'll start it right off. And make sure that the stuff you are going to cook in the pot is already cooked on the fire. Don't put a raw piece of chicken, for instance, in a pot. That's how you would make poison or something to make you sick. Definitely cook your pumpkin or your chicken or whatever it is that you're going to use on the fire before you put it into the pot. So when you go back to the tavern, you're going to have a pot holder just like this. Right now, I am back at my house because I am in a custom server, which if you want to learn more about, then go ahead and click that notification bell so you don't miss a live stream, and you can come ask me about it, or I can just show you around the house sometime on a live stream. So that's always fun. But to get the fire started under here is just like you do when you cook chicken or anything like that. We'll go ahead and get a piece of grass out, a couple of pieces of wood, and we'll go ahead and get our gourd out, our empty gourd that we're going to fill with whatever we make. So I can just go ahead and lay that on the side there and get our pumpkin out as well. And can't forget the good old pot, right? If it doesn't disappear on us. Okay. Me personally, I do have a water container right next to my cooking station. Thank you, Nagasaki. Go ahead and get that water boiling. Now, if we refer to the chart that I mentioned earlier that breaks down everything for you, we're going to learn that this gives us a satiation and a health multiplier of 8. Those are very, very solid stats. I'll take those any day. And it's just an overall good thing to have on you, especially when you get easier access to hoarder bags in the quest. I happen to use a potion holder myself. I'll keep like one teleport potion, or I'll just keep a gourd full of teleport potion, actually, half of the time, and then have various forms of these stews hanging from here. Speed stew, I really like to have an extra speed buff whenever I can, as well as pumpkin, stuff like that. Chicken is also a really solid one. It kind of acts like pumpkin does. But it'll make a little poof, just like that, whenever you put your first one in. Make sure that it breaks it down into little bitty chunks. 4 times the charm, and boom, it'll make a little poof, and as soon as it gets done, it'll make an actual, like another signature. I believe it's gold, some kind of yellow. We will see here at the very end. Drop it down in the comments. Give me some ideas for something that you want to see next on the channel. See what we can't get done about that. And there it is. Add our garnishment at the very end. It accepts it. And go ahead and crank it on away from the fire. Actually, you know what I like to do? I like to grab the burning ball of grass and just put it back in my backpack. I don't know if that works on the quest, but it does for me. It puts it right back out, and it gives me that extra piece of grass that I wanted. So, or I don't lose it, rather. So, not an extra one. And there are a couple ways about going and retrieving this into your gourd. You can be as simple as taking your gourd and just literally putting it straight up to down, just like that. You don't have to scoop it. You can just do that, and it'll fill your gourd right up. Or me personally, when I'm at home, I'll go ahead and grab my ladle here and drink it directly. And then to be extra fancy about it, you can even pour it into the gourd from your ladle. It looks pretty sloppy, but actually works. You can just put your eyes up to the gourd like that, and you can see that it's full. And you have plenty for later. And because we did that extra 10%, it's going to definitely last quite a bit. We're not going to be sitting there starving. It filled me all the way up instantaneously. I mean, just from zero, basically. So, I'm telling you, it's super clutch to have around. Just keep a little bit. These things actually can go for pretty good. I mean, people will actually purchase these. Don't knock out the idea of somebody setting up shop or a potion shop up in town somewhere. That could be you. You could be the go-to guy that makes all the concoctions there is in town. You can even put these in the little glass vials that you see. That's actually pretty common. That's what I use for the hooks, obviously. So you can put those potions inside of these, carry them around. It's just super handy to have in a lot of situations, and when you don't want to just eat nuggets constantly or just slices of pumpkin, and it gives a little bit of, you know, more things to do in the game, obviously. I mean, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these recipes on screen. They should have been scrolling a little bit here and there, and these recipes right here are just other things that you can make in the game. And like we talked about, they're going to do various things. You can read those in the columns. Don't underestimate the wiki. Do click the link down in the description to check that out and go really in detail about what everything's going to give you or the combination thereof, because there is quite a bit to it, believe it or not, even for the small stage it is. You would think. And thank you for the sub, whoever just did that while I was recording this. Just so you know, I keep the notifications on while I'm recording, just in case something like that happens, and you can get in the video that way as well. So thanks for that. But back to it. There's all kinds of information on that wiki page. Everything you're going to need to know about stewing at the stage it's at right now, and be prepared for it to definitely get more advanced, maybe later on, hopefully. There's going to be more ingredients added, more things like that are probably going to come to play. When fishing hopefully becomes a part of the game, this is like the number one thing I really want for myself is fishing, because I love fishing. Then you can expect stewing to obviously get some sort of enhancement from that. Maybe we'll be able to grill. Hopefully we'll be able to like grill and do different styles of cooking. But for now, this is what cooking is like in a Township Tale. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, again, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. And I look forward to seeing you guys all over on the comments and in the channel. Hopefully in the Discord, you join there. And don't forget, we also have memberships available where you can support the channel on a monthly basis and get that role in the Discord along with the member-only perks that come along with it. Thank you guys so much. It's always a blessing to bring you this content. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, we have the giveaway. We'll see you next time.